Submitting the wrong type of translation will instantly tank your immigration case, even if every single word is perfectly accurate. People completely misunderstand how bureaucratic systems work and assume that a certified translation is just a universal stamp of approval you can use anywhere. That is a massive trap. Navigating the maze of immigration, court proceedings, and international probate requires absolute precision, because a single administrative mistake will lead to immediate rejection, costly delays, or a deferred case status. When you are asked to provide a certified translation for a court, the government, a university, or an embassy, your very first step must always be to ask exactly what kind of certification they require. Different institutions hold drastically different standards, and what works perfectly for one will get thrown in the trash by another. Let us start with federal submissions. Specifically for U.S. citizenship and immigration services.
The legal framework here is strictly codified under federal law.
The biggest mistake people make is trying to save money by translating their own documents. You cannot translate your own birth or marriage certificate, even if you are entirely fluent in both languages. Doing so creates an immediate conflict of interest and triggers an automatic rejection. Furthermore, translators are explicitly forbidden from summarizing text. Every single word, footnote, and piece of marginalia must be accounted for. Government stamps, ink signatures, and embossed or faint seals are considered legal evidence. They must be fully translated or, if they are unreadable, explicitly described. To be legally valid for immigration, the translation must feature a signed statement from the translator containing a declaration of their competence, a statement confirming the translation is complete and accurate, their contact details, and the date.
Now, if you are introducing a foreign language document as evidence in a state court, like in California,
the standard completely shifts. Simple federal certification is no longer enough. Under state rules, a foreign document must be translated by a court-certified interpreter or an American Translators Association certified translator to be formally admitted as evidence. Because most court-certified interpreters are actively tied up interpreting live legal proceedings, utilizing them for document transcription takes forever. The smartest move is to secure an ATA-certified translation, which is much faster and entirely compliant. Things get even more complicated at the local government level. One of the most complex legal scenarios happens when an American citizen passes away in a foreign country, and the family needs to record the death locally to inherit property. County recorders do not accept standard translation formats. They enforce rigorous local standards.
Not only does the document need to be translated by a certified professional,
but you also have to go through an additional step of certification directly at the county office. County offices require a highly specific certificate of translation form that differs fundamentally from a court interpreter's standard declaration. Failing to use their exact municipal template will result in an immediate refusal to record the title. If you are dealing with academic settings, like applying to a U.S. university or a professional licensing board with credentials earned abroad, a simple translation is rarely sufficient. Most higher education institutions require a multi-step verification process. First, the academic diploma and full transcript must be translated and certified. Then, those translations must be submitted to an approved third-party evaluation agency. These agencies assess the coursework and credit hours to determine their exact equivalence to the U.S. education system.
Finally,
submitting American documents to a foreign embassy requires navigating international sovereignty laws. If you are dealing with European or Latin American countries, standard U.S. notarized translations are almost universally rejected. Countries like Spain, France, and Colombia require highly structured, legally binding translation frameworks executed by translators officially appointed by their specific government ministries. The Chinese embassy is notoriously intricate, requiring local notarization, state certification, and strict authentication formatting that leaves zero margin for typographical errors. The ultimate takeaway here is that you can never just order a generic certified translation and hope for the best. You have to identify the end receiver, ask for their specific written standards, and verify that your translator holds the exact title required for that specific jurisdiction.
Protecting yourself from bureaucratic nightmares starts with knowing exactly whose rules you are playing by.